knew these guys were going to come out and play kind of desperate with a lot of energy. Did you guys kind of fail to meet that energy, or what did you see out there?
Didn't match their energy. They did a good job of making us take some tough shots, and they did what was needed to do to win, and so got to move on, get back home, and play them in our house.
What made it hard to get flow offensively tonight?
I just don't think we played offense pretty well tonight. I mean, we only had 16 assists. Just got to do better. We got to do better. Got sticky. It got real sticky, to say the least. So the ball got real sticky. So we got to trust in each other.
Coach was saying he talked to you a little bit about foul trouble and needing to stay out of it and stay disciplined. What did you feel there about just kind of getting put in that spot and having to go to the bench as much as you did?
It's adversity. Just trying to keep my cool. Game could have turned at any moment, so not trying to get too focused on refs and stuff. They make calls. Whatever they think it is. I know we say they can't go back and change it, but they've done it to me. But I just don't worry about it. Just move on to the next play, be a best teammate, and also just be ready for the next stint. So I was more focused on just staying in the game. Not letting all that noise get me all riled up and everything. Just worried about next play mentality, next play. Just trying to do my best to be as disciplined and as fundamental as possible, showing my hands as much as I could to the refs, and really kind of just trying my best to play as solid as possible. Sometimes it's not going to go in your way, and that's fine. But the thing I got to do is at least try. I got to try. You got to do your best, and at the end of the day, I look in the mirror and say what you want to say.
Do you guys walk out of here happy that you got one and you're going back home with it that way, or how do you disappointed tonight more?
or what? We kind of a little bit on some, happy we got one. We kind of it's kind of like a home court advantage we garnered. But I'm not satisfied with the way we lost tonight. So that's personally for me. We talk about. I always talk about Timberwolves basketball, this and that, but tonight wasn't that. Tonight was it shows you just how disciplined and how locked in we got to be every single night, regardless of the opponent, and a small lapse in mental, and you see what the game comes out to be in the playoffs.
Karl, we've seen your third foul was the kick out on the 3-pointer. We've seen that before. Are those necessary for you to complete those shots, or
I got to watch film because I believe it was Tillman who closed out.
I think so, yeah.
He said he got hit in the face, what they call a kick.
Okay.
So I'm still trying to figure out what exactly is the foul. Was it the face or was it the foot? I wear size 20s. I can't make those up. I can't take those back. So and to me, from what I felt I was very locked into the shot, went in and out. You didn't see me react to the foul or anything. I just kind of shot the ball, thought it was a good shot, got big feet, caught it on the move. I don't know. Sure. I don't know. I have to watch the film. I can't comment on something that I really don't know too much about. I just know in the moment, Tillman was saying that he got hit in the face by me releasing the shot. Through. So I thought the foul was somehow related to me on the follow through, hitting him in the face, shooting the ball, and supposedly it was my foot, but I don't remember looking for a foul.
When you are in foul trouble and Ja is kind of playing the way he is, getting into the paint, and you're facing him, how tough is it to defend him without fouling in those circumstances?
You get to a real gray area. It's kind of a fine line. You try to be as vertical as possible, but you also understand that will be called possibly. So you kind of trying to play on a hot stove a little bit with your hands. So. Every single move, and every time you go up for anything, it could be a treacherous move. After what happened in the play-in, I just didn't want to put myself in a position where I could get that foul. The blocking one, I didn't have a choice. Kind of got ran over, so got called the blocking. I thought I played good defense, showed my hands. So it is what it is. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I just wanted to stay in the game. Regardless of what was happening, regardless of how the adversity was being or how the game was playing out, staying locked into the game. We've come back from leads like that. so I have to be ready. It may be Jalen Noel gets hot, Ant gets hot, D'Lo gets hot, someone gets hot. I come in a game, it could be an 8-point game. You need me to be hot. So I just wanted to stay in the game, stay mentally focused, stay mentally engaged, physically engaged, and let the cards fall where they fall.
A large part of when the team was humming in the first half offensively stemmed from you getting the ball at the top of the key and driving hard. Isn't that much harder to do when you're aware you're in foul trouble? And
No.
does that you don't think about it?
It's not that I don't think about it. It's just that I'm very precise of how I'm trying to get there. I'm not trying to kind of I think you see me do the overpowering Euro step kind of like Giannis and dunk it earlier in the game. Things like that I'm going to get away from because I got 3. I even want to give it a chance, but I feel like even in the third, fourth quarter, you see me still doing the same moves. As long as I got the opportunity, I'm going to take it. And getting to the free throw line, making tough plays, making layups. I missed the scoop layup, but I could do that whenever, as long as I'm given a chance.
But that there necessarily has to be a little bit of a lack of aggression compared to what you were doing in the first half when you were going hard.
I try to play more angles. I'm trying to say, like, even last game, had 0 fouls, was really not trying to get a foul, so I kind of stepped to the side and then used my length and athleticism to kind of get a better step in, so it'll go out to go back in, kind of dodge the charge and everything. Today, Ja did a good job. I remember I went to the basket, got by Jaren Jackson, and he kind of came a little late, but I already knew I was in a place where either there was no pass to be made. I was already so far and so downhill that I tried to dunk it to make it seem more as if, it wasn't a charge. Like, I got over him, but I tried to there was a little crack going to the left, and I tried to squeeze that crack while making it over him. Call the charge, whatever it is, But that's a great question. I just, for me, I see holes in the defense in different spots, and like I said, I just need an opportunity to exploit it.
Karl, you talk about having big feet on those kickouts, but it does seem like the leg does go out a ways. So how do you eliminate that from your game?
I mean, if anyone's seen the 3-point contest, I'm pretty spread out with my feet when I shoot threes for makes. So, I mean, I don't remember exactly. I know it was a pretty far 3. It wasn't like a regular 3. It was like a step or 2 off. So for a person who doesn't jump, I'm going to jump a little bit because I got to get it there. So, I don't know. I won a 3-point contest shooting like that. I'm not going to change my shot because of things like that. That goes back to exactly what I said earlier in the day. We got to play Timberwolves basketball. Just because something goes wrong, we don't win a game. I don't remember the last team that went 16 in a row, so we shouldn't be too worried. This is a series. There's a reason why it's a series. I want to keep playing my game. I want us to keep playing Timberwolves basketball through all the adversity, through everything. What makes the Spurs so special with Tim Duncan, all of them, obviously they had talent, obviously they had coaching, but they have a great sense of discipline. I've been fortunate enough to play in my rookie year, and I've seen it with my own eyes. Don't matter if the game's down by 20 or they're up by 20, they're playing the same way. Spurs basketball, movement, playground. They called one play, they called it playground, and they just kept moving the ball and cutting and making things happen. So I don't want us to get too riled up where we feel like we got to switch everything, and now, we're kind of not playing Timberwolves basketball. We're trying to play like the counter to Memphis Grizzlies basketball. They got to beat us in a game of 7 playing our game, and that's going to be how it's going to be.
Were you almost surprised the offense got a little sticky? Because that was like a thing in the first 20 games of the year and really hasn't been hardly at all here and since then.
The game played different. It happens. I've seen it happen before. So something we'll work on. We'll get to the film. We'll get back home tonight. We'll get to practice tomorrow, and we'll get right. Get right for a game. And they got to come to us. So it's gonna be a fun game.
Karl, Memphis has a lot of bigs, so they can throw a lot of different front courts at your team, at you. How do you go about that when it's a variance of someone like Steven Adams guarding you or Kyle Anderson? It's kind of a whole spectrum.
Just take what the defense gives you. They'll tell me what I got. When I turn up and face up for a triple threat, I see what I want. I see how I want to get there. And if not, sometimes I get the ball and I triple threat just to look to pass, like get to a certain spot to make them converge, make them collapse on, and then throw it out to the right person, to the wing or to the corner, or it could even be a slam pass behind me. So They got a lot of different bigs. You're right. You know, they're a talented team. There's a reason they're number 2 in the West, but, you know, there's a reason why people see that kind of capability in us, too. It's the same thing. Just as we were talked about, we know what we have, too, on our side. So, you know, good win by them. Split it 1-1 here in Memphis. Let's get to Minnesota.
Karl, you guys played them close during the season. Were you guys overwhelmed by their energy a little because you guys hadn't seen their energy like that, at least in those first 4 games?
No. We weren't overwhelmed by that. They played hard. They played hard, and we didn't do enough. We didn't play Timberwolves basketball to our standards. They picked up their energy and their execution a little bit. Caught us slipping. Like I said, back to Minnesota.
Maybe more, did they catch you off guard? Not more so overwhelmed, do you think?
No. We know. We knew what they were going to come with. We knew that after 1-0 here, you know, we expect that kind of desperation and energy. You know, they talked about it. They let everyone in this room know that what they were going to try to do tonight. Shout out to them. They got the win. Now, like I said, back to Minnesota.
Thanks, Karl.
Yep.
Thank you.